Hey folks, it's Darren here, that Tassie Wargamer. Just going to give you a bit of an update today on what I'm doing because it's a bloody wet, I can't say miserable, I don't like using the word miserable when it comes to weather because all weather's good, but it's certainly a wet and cold day. We had about 70 to 90 mils of rain yesterday and possibly again today, so been out to vote. Our state, a few seats in our state have come up, so we had to go vote. Grabbed a coffee, now I'm in for the day. Big shout out to Digger Down Under Wargaming, new YouTuber, and he's got me, I've really been enjoying his new material, and it got me thinking, yeah, I might just do something similar, only because he put a video out yesterday and he had two things on his table which were very similar to mine. So I thought, yeah, I'll have a quick run through, looking at what I'm probably going to be doing over the next few days. Bearing in mind it's Mother's Day here in Australia tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's like it all the way around the world. So I might take a quick rundown on some of the things I might get stuck into. So first of all, here is my Warlord Games Chariots, not finished yet. Some of you may balk at the colours that I've used here, but I guess historically they don't really know where the colours were used. Just much like a lot of the other pieces of art in the world, they weren't really sure whether a lot of them were coloured unless they're finding traces. Of course, with the chariots, the great ancient British chariots, there were not much left of them, and so they certainly wouldn't know where they were coloured. And I guess the way I'm looking at it is these wouldn't have been cheap. Not every man would have had one. They were really expensive. They required 2 horses to run, and as a result, if you had something expensive, chances are, and considering this is also Queen Boudica over here, that you're probably going to take good care of it and maybe even have it coloured up in some of your favourite colours or your tribal colours. So that was that. I'll be finishing them off sometime today. So they're still only, block painted in at the moment and haven't finished touching up or anything, but just to get the idea of what I wanted to do. I bought the Barons War quite a while ago, and I bought some, basically just a small bunch of test miniatures to see what they were like. Andy Hobday's miniatures, I think these are. Lovely little miniatures, a little bit smaller than Art Standard 28, but they're lovely pieces. I did have to use a drill, a pin vise to put some stuff in, which I'm not that keen on, but it worked all right. I've also got some knights and men-at-arms over here, which I'm not going to paint because I am currently waiting on my Army Painter speed paints, because I really want to see what I can get going with those colours. I'm going to try it with a grey undercoat. I've probably shown you these ones before. These are, they look all there. I've sort of slowly been building them up. This is the American Civil War Big Battle set from Perry's, I think it was. I bought from a mate. I'm pretty sure there's more infantry there than there should have been, but there was also no cavalry. I've just been putting them all together. Ran out of bases that I'd ordered, so I've ordered more. They've arrived, so I've got to go pick them up on Monday. But I won't be doing any spray painting because it's way too humid today. So there's some different stages. I've got some that have been painted and even based, all the way through to some that are partly painted, through to some that haven't even been undercoated. I'm going to pan you around my room. Please forgive me. It is a mess because I've had a leaking ceiling. So I've quickly had to throw things around out of the way of the leaky ceiling. Over there I normally have a lot of things. I've got a couple of buckets, and unfortunately it is still leaking even this morning. So once the rain stops, I'm going to have to try to sort it out. Some blood and plunder stuff arrived. I got these at a really good price. It was 150 Australian dollars for this entire setup. So a frigate upside down there, English starter set, some dice, Henry Morgan, William Kidd, the cards and fatigue dice. Now this frigate on its own is 150 US, which would be about 100 and maybe 180 Aussie. I picked it all up for 150 Aussie. So yeah, a really good price. Okay, what else have I got on offer here? Oh, so they've been thrown around a little bit. I've got some, I think it's Blue Moon miniatures, 2 units, so 24 miniatures of Indians that can be used for sharp practice French Indian War, or Muskets and Tom Hawks or Flint and Feather. I think they were made for as well. I don't have Flint and Feather, but it's meant to be a pretty good rule set. Again, not undercoated yet, so I won't be doing anything extra with those this weekend. Something's fallen in the background. Oh, yeah, there. So these ones here, I've been saving up all of the sprues that come on the War Games Illustrated. I didn't, a lot of them weren't of much interest to me, so I didn't do them. But a couple of weekends ago, I thought, oh, I'll put them all together. So, based them up. So, different, some hoplites and some French infantry and bits and pieces there. So, the Romans will come in handy because I have got quite a good collection of Romans, post-Marian Romans for infamy. So, they will just allow me to pad out my units a little bit. I think they might even give me the opportunity to create a whole new unit just for those four, because I think I had I was short of a unit before. The big thing that I'm planning on doing today, these are Essex miniatures 15mm. Got them for maybe at a guess, maybe my 13th, 14th birthday. I didn't know what I really wanted, so I went into a wargame store. At the time, I didn't really know what wargaming was. I had Ralph Quarry, I think, the book. I realised I had all my plastic soldiers up until that point in both main epic scales. Didn't really know about wargaming. As soon as I found out about it and saw some of these beautiful photos of mass battles, that's all I wanted to do. So went into a place when I was living in Perth, Western Australia. There was one place that sold miniatures back in the 80s. And I bought a box of a full army of Lancastrian and a full army of Yorkshire War of the Roses. Painted them up, not bad, but I'd been using sort of the Humbrol paints. And so what I did a couple of years ago, I bit the bullet, I snapped them all off the bases, and I actually tried cleaning them up. These ones here were never painted. I have got another box, another tub over here that I had tried using, I can't even remember what, probably turpentine. So as you can see, these look well abused, but they're all right. I've actually laid them down in there. Now it looks like they're okay, but there is a film of white powder over them now. So the paint looks like it's disappeared. A couple of years ago, I accidentally, thinking it was a primer, primed a couple of 28mm figures in a white gloss. So I had to get that off. So I was having trouble getting it off. And one time I thought I'd have, when I'm using turpentine around the house, I'll put the rag straight into a sealed jar. It's over here somewhere, into a sealed jar, so it won't smell the house up. And by trial, I put the 28 miniatures. Sorry, I've just had a break there. I don't know what happened. I must have hit the stop by accident. But anyway, where was I? I put the 28mm miniatures in there, and then stripped the paint off. Basically, it all came off really easy, apart there might be one or little two crevices. So rather than submersing them in turpentine, where it seems to be a slower reaction, when I put in there for the fumes of the turpentine, maybe some type of oxidizing process, maybe, strip the paint off from that. That's metal. I wouldn't do it with plastics. So yeah, that was a really good way of stripping them off. So I'm going to do the same thing with these ones here now. Probably today I'm going to take some of the rags out of that jar, put them into here with a lid on, and just let the turpentine fumes do its work. Hopefully it'll strip off all of that residue that I've got there, strip them back to metal. And I'm going to try to build up a couple of, a Lancastrian Yorkshire force for 50mm War of the Roses. Something I've been wanting to get into for a while, which is, it interested me when I bought these originally and it hasn't changed. So these were made in the 80s. Probably not a lot of detail in them, but they're still miniatures and they'll still do the job. So yeah, so this weekend, rather than focusing, I love gaming, don't mind, I enjoy painting because it's relaxing, but I thought it'd be a good opportunity today just getting that stuff that I've sort of haven't been really focusing on too much, just trying to clear some of the backlog of the stuff that I've been putting off. So it's going to be cleaning up these, and it's not going to take me long. Put a couple of rags in there, close up the lid and tuck it away, and try to, when I can, go and clean some gutters out, hopefully, to stop this bloody dripping. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, that's all I'm going to be doing over the weekend. No gaming today because it's the roads have been a bit treacherous too. So I'll probably paint some stuff up, and if I've got a nice little, if I've done much work, I'll post another one a bit later. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.